हेलो गाइस, वेलकम टू वर्ल्ड वाइड नॉलेज चैनल में। आज हम पढ़ने वाले हैं थ्योरी ऑफ आइसोस्टेसी। जो दिस टू जोग्राफर्स एरी एंड प्राट ने आइसोस्टेसी को कैसे डिफाइन किया था, इस वीडियो में हम वही पढ़ेंगे। पहले हम जान लेते हैं डिस्कवरी ऑफ आइसोस्टेसी। During the mid 1800s, Sir George Biddle Airy took note of the varying thickness in the Earth's crust. एरी ने देखा कि अर्थ का जो क्रस्ट है वो डिफरेंट प्लेस पे डिफरेंट थिकनेस वेरी करता है. While performing topographical studies in the Himalayas, he noted that large mountains were producing a gravitational force smaller than if there has been no mountain in all. तो उन्होंने देखा कि हिमालय का जो ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स है वो ना होने के बराबर है, वो बहुत ही स्मॉल है. ओके, नेक्स्ट हम पढ़ते हैं मीनिंग ऑफ आइसोस्टेसी. द वर्ड आइसोस्टेसी डिराइव फ्रॉम ए ग्रीक वर्ड आइसोस, इट मीन्स इक्वल, and stasis means standstill. And here another meaning also here. The word isostasy derived from a German word isostasius. It means equipoise. It means equality in distribution. It was first proposed by American geologist Dutton in 1859. Okay. You have to know this line that different relief features of varying magnitudes like mountains, plateaus, plains, seas, rift valleys, etc. These are standing on the earth's surface are probably balanced by certain definite principle. Otherwise these would have not been maintained in the present form. Yes or no? Yes. Whenever this balance is disturbed, then it started violent like earth movements and tectonic events. We can simply say that isostasy means a mechanical stability between the upstanding parts and low-lying basins on a rotating earth. Okay. नेक्स्ट चलते हैं हम एरी का जो कंसेप्ट था एरी के अकॉर्डिंगली. अकॉर्डिंग टू एरी द इनर पार्ट ऑफ द माउंटेन्स कैन नॉट बी होलो. इट्स वेरी ट्रू दैट इतना बड़ा माउंटेन खोखला कैसे हो सकता है. यह हो सकता है कि रैदर द एक्सेस वेट ऑफ द माउंटेन इज कॉम्पेंसेटेड, यानी बैलेंस हो सकता है बाय लाइटर मटेरियल्स बिलो. देन एरी ने बोला कि अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम द क्रस्ट ऑफ रिलेटिवली लाइटर मटेरियल इज फ्लोटिंग इन द सबस्ट्राटम ऑफ डेंसर मटेरियल. हम सबको पता है कि लाइटर मटेरियल हमेशा फ्लोट्स करता है और डेंसर मटेरियल नीचे रह जाते हैं. इसलिए सियाल इज फ्लोटिंग इन सीमा बिकॉज सियाल इज लाइटर देन सीमा. दैट्स वाई सियाल इज फ्लोटिंग इन सीमा. आगे हम पढ़ने वाले हैं एरी एंड प्राट के बीच में जो कंसेप्ट था वो उसका कंपैरिजन करने वाले हैं, बहुत कुछ करने वाले हैं. लेट्स स्टार्ट. देन प्रिंसिपल ऑफ फ्लोटेशन. द हिमालयज आर फ्लोटिंग इन डेंसर ग्लासी magma. A boat floats in water with its maximum parts sunk in the water. If a boat, you can see in this picture, this boat's half part is sunk in the water. The boat's half portion is covered with water. Like that, the Himalayas are floating in the denser magma with their maximum portion sunk in magma. Okay. We can take an example of icebergs. You can see in this picture, an iceberg floats in water in such a way that for every one part to be above the water level and 9 parts of the iceberg remains below water level. If we assume for every one part of the crust to remain above the substratum, then the 9 parts of the crust must be in the substratum. In other words, the law of flotation demands that the ratio of freeboard to draught is 1 to 9. In this case, Airy postulated that if the land column above the substratum it's larger, अगर लैंड का जो ऊपरी हिस्सा बड़ा होगा देन इट्स ग्रेटर पार्ट कुड बी सबमर्ज्ड इन द सबस्ट्राटम. तो इसका बड़ा हिस्सा यानी 1/9 यानी इसका नवा भाग वो नीचे होगा. इफ द लैंड कॉलम इज लोअर, इट्स स्मॉलर पार्ट कुड बी सबमर्ज्ड इन द सबस्ट्राटम. अगर लैंड का जो ऊपरी हिस्सा छोटा होगा तो इसका भी छोटा वाला हिस्सा मतलब 1/9 9 पोर्शन नीचे होगा. तो यही कहना चाहते थे एरी. हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. द कंसेप्ट ऑफ एरी. का जो मेन कंसेप्ट यही था, यूनिफॉर्म डेंसिटी विथ वेराइंग थिकनेस. इट मीन्स The continents are made of rocks having uniform density. Uniform density यानी same density, but their thickness or length varies from place to place. लेकिन उनका जो length था, वो thickness था, वो different place पे vary करता था. So in order to prove this concept, Airy took several pieces of iron of varying lengths and put them in a basin of full of mercury. आप देख सकते हैं यहाँ पर एक बेसिन लिया गया है, मर्क्यूरी वो फुल है और सेवरल थिकनेस मतलब लेंथ का आयरन लिया गया है. तो दिस आयरन्स वेयर संक अप टू वेराइंग डेप्थ्स डिपेंडिंग ऑन देयर लेंथ. ये जो आयरन्स जो संक हुआ है मतलब मर्क्यूरी के अंदर है, वो अपने अपने लेंथ के हिसाब से मर्क्यूरी के अंदर है. So we can take it in a wooden pieces also, and these wooden pieces also sunk in the water according to their lengths. Okay, so अभी मैंने जो सब बोला है तो वो सब मैंने यहाँ पर लिख लिया है, आप सब नोट कर लेना. So अब हम पढ़ते हैं criticize on this theory. So if we accepted the Airy's views of isostasy, then every upstanding part must have a root below in the accordance with its height. So thus the Himalaya would have a root equivalent to 79,000. हम जानते हैं कि 79,632 मीटर या रफली उसकी हाइट है हिमालय की. तो इसका मतलब हिमालय का जो ऊपरी हिस्सा जितना है उसका नीचे भी 1:9 उसका 9वां भाग नीचे होगा. So how it is possible? So it would be wrong that the Himalaya would have a downward projection if of root of lighter materials beneath the mountain reaching such a great depth. So it is not possible, okay? Because it would be even if we accepted would melt due to very high temperature prevailing there as the temperature increases with increasing depth at the rate of 1 degree centigrade per 32 meter. Okay, so it is not possible. So however, the fundamental concept of Airy, the continental masses floating as lighter CL blocks in a heavier Sima substratum, has been rejuvenated largely through the influence of Heiskanen geographer work, so that it is not probably true to say that most geologists have favored Airy's explanation. So you have to know Heiskanen's geographer. This Heiskanen's geographer was the mediator between Airy's and Pratt's isostasy concept. Okay, so अब हम चलते हैं the concept of Pratt. So Pratt studied the rocks and densities of the Himalaya and neighboring plains and found that the density of each higher part is less than a lower part. It means Pratt found that the density of mountain is less than the density of plateaus, and the plateau is less than the density of plain, and the density of plain is less than the density of ocean floors, and so on. So this means that there is inverse relationship between the height of the reliefs and densities. Okay, so according to Pratt, there is a level of compensation above which there is a variation in density of different columns of land, but there is no change in density below this level. It means density does not change with one column, but it changes from one column to other columns above the level of compensation. So the central theme of the concept of Pratt on isostasy may be expressed as the uniform depth with varying density. So according to Pratt, equal surface area must underline equal mass along the line of the compensation. Okay, so Pratt का जो कहना था कि there are two columns, okay, A and B along the line of compensation. Both the column A and B have equal surface area, but there is difference what in their height. So both the columns must have equal mass along the line of compensation. So the density of column B should be more than the density of column A. So that's why the weight of both the columns become equal along the line of compensation. Thus the Pratt's concept of inverse relationship between the height of the different columns and their respective densities. Okay, so the respective densities may be expressed in the following manner. Yeah, bigger the column, lesser the density. It means bigger the column, lesser the density, यानी छोटा. और अगर smaller the column and greater the density, अगर column छोटा होगा तो उसका density bigger होगा यानी greater होगा. So according to Pratt, density varies only in the lithosphere and not in the pyrosphere and barysphere. You know, pyrosphere means the hot central portion of the earth, and barysphere means the innermost layer of the earth is called the core or barysphere. Okay, So the Pratt's concept of isostasy was related to the law of compensation and not to the law of flotation. Okay, so you have to remember this line. Okay, so Pratt's concept of isostasy was related to the law of compensation and not to the law of flotation. Okay, so according to Pratt, different relief features are standing only because of the fact that their respective mass is equal along the line of compensation because of their varying densities. Okay, so different densities. Okay, तो अब हम पढ़ेंगे कंपेरिजन. ओके, सो एरी एंड प्राट के कंसेप्ट का कंपेरिजन करेंगे हम. ओके, सो the fundamental difference between Airy's and Pratt's views is that the former postulated a uniform density with varying thickness and the latter uniform depth with varying density. So this is the big difference between Airy and Pratt, that Airy wants to tell that uniform density with varying thickness. Okay, same density but different thickness, and Pratt wants to tell that यूनिफॉर्म डेप्थ विथ वेराइंग डेंसिटी, यानी यूनिफॉर्म डेप्थ यानी सेम डेप्थ विथ वेराइंग डेंसिटी. So this is the big difference between these Airy's and Pratt's concept. Thanks everyone for watching this video, and please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.